Hey guys, what's up? It's Ben from UnitedQ, and it's Wednesday, which means we've got another awesome podcast to help get you over hump day. I'm here with my co-host Dan.
What's up?
And we're brought to you by ProQ, BBQ Gourmet, and of course Smokewood Shack, our awesome sponsors. ProQ is dedicated to providing you with quality smoking products with top-notch service and free advice for beginners to pitmasters. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under ProQ Smokers. So if you're thinking about buying your first smoker, or looking to upgrade or even pick up some epic accessories, you can check them out over at Max Barbecue. And BBQ Gourmet is devoted to promoting real barbecue and supplying the UK and Europe with top championship-winning barbecue rubs, sauces, marinades and accessories from the United States and around the world. You can find them on Twitter and online under BBQ Gourmet. Regardless of how you cook, whether it's on charcoal, wood, gas or electric, the real taste of summer can be yours all year round. And on today's show, we've got Scott Fraser from Angus Oink. Hi, Scott. You all right?
How you doing, man? Good.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on the show.
No worries. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, great to have you on, Scott.
Cheers. Yeah, it's good.
We've loved so many of your products for quite a long time. We've been waiting to get you on here, so it's great to finally have you on the show.
Oh, brilliant. We've been following your podcast with great interest, so it's good to finally be here.
I managed to grab you at Grill Stock and sort of twist your arm into it and convince you to come on.
It didn't take much.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, it didn't take much. We had a great chat over the weekend at Grill Stock, so I thought we need you on the show 100%. So, yeah, great to have you on.
Yeah, Grill Stock was epic. It was a really good opportunity to meet loads of good people from all over the barbecue world. We've got a great family out there. Through the Country We Smoke forum and all the links we make on Facebook and that, and to finally meet some people, it's great fun.
Yeah, it was like an event of putting all these names to faces and meeting up with people you only ever seen in the virtual world before.
Yeah, I think I introduced you to my partner Sarah as these are the guys that sent us the amazing sausages and the amazing sauces.
That's grand, yeah.
So Scott,
good. We've got so much good feedback down there from loads of people on the sauces and the sausages as well. It was a real eye opener to see what a good name that we're spreading out there for the Angus Oink products. So it was a big thrill.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Scott, on that point, I guess we haven't really introduced what Angus Oink is. I'm sure most of our listeners know you guys already, but for anyone who doesn't know who Angus Oink is and what they do, can you just give us a quick intro about you?
Yeah, Angus Oink is a hot sauce and barbecue sauce company. We also do rubs and seasonings for barbecue. We've moved into sausages recently, so we do sausage from US kind of flavors with hot links, jalapeno cheese and kielbasa sausage. We've got a bit of an interest in Q BBQ in Aberdeen, a barbecue restaurant, probably the most northerly barbecue restaurant in the country. And we really started the business from home a couple of years ago. 2 years ago in August, we made our first sale locally after spending about 6 months in product development. And we sold 12 bottles to a local butcher for cash. And myself and the wife were so delighted that we'd made our first sale. And we sat in the car and just had a big grin, and then kind of realised that we might be onto something good with the sauces. So it's grown arms and legs from there.
So let's take a step back. What actually made you turn around to each other and say, let's
make some sauce.
Let's make some sauce. Yeah.
What made us made the sauce in the first place?
Yeah. What sort of influenced you? What inspired you to sort of turn around to each other and say, let's develop a range of sauces, for instance?
It's quite an interesting journey, really. We used to live down in South America. We lived down in Buenos Aires, and I worked in the oil and gas industry and covered an area from Buenos Aires, the whole of South America, and worked closely with the guys in Houston, Texas, and all that. And travelling about, we came across all these different sauces and ways of cooking, from Trinidad and from Peru and Brazil and all over the place. And when we finally moved home, we couldn't really get the sauces that we found when we were travelling about. So we decided to make our own. and we made 7 to begin with. We made a hot sauce from Peru. We made a sauce from Trinidad. We made our own barbecue sauce that we couldn't get hold of, based on flavours that we found in Texas. And I was working in oil and gas, and I thought a nice little way for my wife to stay at home and have a little hobby business that we could enjoy was just to make some sauces.
Cool.
So that's how it all started. It was what can we make? We watched a bit too much River Cottage, and decided that vinegar, chilies, and things like that would make a nice gross profit, and off we went. We made these 7 sauces that we couldn't find anymore.
Awesome.
So what was the first sauce that you went for?
And the first sauce we went for was from Trinidad. It was habanero pepper sauce. I think the closest thing that we could find easily available was like the Ancona brand, but it just wasn't as authentic as we liked. So we made our first sauce out of fresh chilies, and a bit of a learning curve along the way. We discovered fermentation. So but when we made our first sauce and we left it in the outbuilding that we have where we make our sauces, it actually exploded after a couple of weeks because the chilies fermented. So we learned that we had to cook sauces, and so a bit of a learning curve along the way, and a bit of a crime scene in the buffet outside. Yeah.
I absolutely love the sauces. I mean, there's 4 in the range, if I'm correct, and the mango, voodoo mango, absolutely
Voodoo mango, yeah.
is so delicious, so fruity, but it's so nice, absolutely delicious. The Pit Boss barbecue, again, a really nice barbecue sauce. I literally loved them all. I had a few sent down to me and tried them all, and they're all absolutely brilliant. Just to bring it up there, when I hadn't sent down to me, I did a little event where I barbecued for sort of, my partner works at a school, works in the special needs department, and I put on a bit of an end of year barbecue with them, and Angus Oink sponsored and sent down all of their sauces, so they supplied all the sauces for the day, which was absolutely wicked. So thank you again for that. Yeah,
no problem at all.
And yeah, I had a little taste, and they're all absolutely delicious.
Great, yeah. The 4 sauces are really core to the products that we do. We lived in the Middle East for a while as well, and we've got a couple of sauces that we might take out in the future from that area of the world. One called Zoog. It'll be called Dr. Zoog, which is a green sauce with lots of Middle Eastern cardamom kind of flavours in it as well. So we're just trying to get all the sauces to market in a steady fashion.
Yeah, there seems to be a sort of a big surge as well in sort of Middle Eastern sort of style barbecue as well. A lot of people are experimenting with like kebabs and sort of the Middle Eastern spices are sort of becoming a lot more readily available in the supermarkets and stuff. And I'm starting to see that being used a lot more in people's sort of recipes, and that's really great to see, because obviously, again, my heritage is from sort of the Middle East area as well, so it's great to see a lot of people experimenting with sort of the flavours and the local sort of foods to over there, which is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really good to be the flavours like all the Middle Eastern stuff is just phenomenal. They've got a real barbecue culture out there. All the za'atar kind of flavours and all that, just amazing stuff. Flatbreads and barbecue and cooking open fires in the middle of the desert. It was a real experience that we enjoyed. So we'll try and build that experience into our sauces and try and bring some authenticity to the market.
Awesome.
Something I think we can do. Yeah.
So we got a green Dr. Zoog, was it?
Dr. Zoog. Zoog's a sauce that they use out there in the Middle East quite a lot. So yeah, Z-O-U-G. So we were going to call it. Cool. One of my friends out there was called Dr. Zoo. He was a Chinese guy, so we're going to dedicate it to him. Call it Dr. Zoog. Awesome.
I like it. And is there another one? Because I heard sauces. I heard plural.
Yeah, we've got a few to come out. We've got one. We're just working on production of these sauces right now. We've got one called Fat Taco, which will be a thoughtful.
Is that dedicated to me?
There'll be a chipotle taco sauce coming out soon. And we've got another one, the one I mentioned from Peru earlier. It'll be called Mother-in-Law's Tongue.
I like that.
So it'll be a green chili sauce.
Does mother-in-law know about the name, or?
Sorry?
Does mother-in-law know about the name?
She has her own name. we'll keep her in the shadows. Yeah. So yeah, there's endless possibilities to come out. We're thinking about a Brazilian sauce, a mojo kind of sauce.
Oh, wow, nice.
We'd like to do a chimichurri sauce as well. So there's a whole range of things we could do, but it's just we're kind of constrained by production just now. We're producing as fast as we can in the restaurant that we're involved with, but we're looking at outsourcing manufacture in the relatively near future so that we can get the proper accreditation to hit some of the multiples and get the sauces out a bit further.
Yeah, well, all the sauces I've tried so far have been absolutely phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to the new releases as well to add to the collection. And they're not the type of. I guarantee you, people, when you order them, they aren't the type of sauces that you order, taste once, and don't use. These sauces are the ones you actually use regularly and actually empty out, because you always end up buying all these sauces to try, and actually they just sit in the back of your cupboard because they're not all in the fridge. I've got a whole shelf full of
half-eaten sauces
that aren't that great, but yours are all gone. So I assure you that these are the ones that will be used straight away. And the rubs, I'm going to chat about the rubs quickly, because I've used the Mr. Rubber Rubber, which I used with some chicken, and it was absolutely delicious. A really nice sort of aniseed notes coming through really nicely. It was a really, really nice rub. So do you want to talk us through the rubs?
Yes, the rubs were really inspired by, one of them was inspired by cooking ribs and cooking brisket and stuff we developed for the restaurant to get the meat just right in the smoker there. But I guess experience again from working in Texas for a long time and dealing with the guys there. We got a lot of recipes from various people. Worked in the downhole fishing business and oil and gas, and all the guys there were big into their barbecue, so we got a lot of hints and tips on how to cook things over there. And then the Mr. Rubba Rubba is really inspired by like a fish boil, so like crawfish and things like that from Louisiana. I'm trying to get the flavours of Creole into the rub for Mr. Rubba Rubba. So we do crawfish boils out in Saudi Arabia. There's a big shrimp season out there, so we do a crawfish boil and make our own rubs out there. We try to get a lot of herby flavours, of the lemon and jalapeno and all sorts of cool things into the one for the fish. It works really well with pork and chicken too.
Yeah, well, as I said, I used it with chicken, and it was absolutely lovely with the chicken. So, yeah, really happy with that.
It says on your website it goes well with. Sorry, it says on your website it goes well with raccoon as well.
Raccoon, yeah. We're trying to make our branding a bit fun and interesting.
And the general goes well with squirrel and gator as well. So.
I like how squirrel.
It's got a bombastic and jazzy flavour.
Squirrel sausage and a food festival up in Spring, Texas. That was an experience too.
Sausages.
Yeah.
Talk to me about sausages.
Yeah.
Talk to me about these babies, because these are, again, phenomenal.
So yeah, we the rubs actually led on to the sausages. So we made friends with the butcher here up in Aberdeen, who's the head of the Q Guild. So they're the highest kind of grade of butchers in the UK. John Davidson. He's a master butcher, and he's, as I said, he's head of the Q Guild in Scotland. So we worked with our rubs and modified them slightly. So the general, we used to make the hot link sausage, and the jalapeno cheese is made with Mr. Rubba Rubba. And the kielbasa is his own sausage that we found in the shop and just loved immensely. So we've added that to the product range, and we use all three in Q Barbecue. in Aberdeen. So it was just a bit of work with him to get them bang on. He entered them for the Scottish Craft Butchers Awards a couple of months ago, and they all got awards there. And recently, it's always been my ambition to enter the local sausage competition. It's called the F Show, and we won first with the jalapeno cheese. We won second with the hot link in the specialty section, and we won best overall in show out of about 100 different sausage entries with the jalapeno cheese. So we're chuffed to bits with that.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, all the prizes.
So that was cool, yeah.
So now you can say you've got their prize-winning sausages now.
Prize-winning, multiple award-winning sausages.
Awesome.
But we sent them down to the guys at Dr. Evil Barbecue, and they gave them out to some of the folk down in the grill stock, and the feedback from them was fantastic too. We've recently started doing wholesale orders, so we're supplying Old Smokies and down in Oxfordshire with 20 kilo packs every week now. So yeah, we're open to wholesale orders.
Yes, please.
20 to 50 kilo packs, yeah.
They get a bigger freezer.
I want
to your freezer, you totally buy a bigger one.
I won the selection, the three there in a competition you ran. I was lucky enough to win, and we had some for our dinner on the night they arrived. We sacked off what we had planned for dinner and had the sausages, and then they were so good. The next morning we had the next pack of sausages. And then come lunchtime, we had all 3 packs of sausages. So the 3 meals after receiving your sausages were all sausages. So they were so good, honestly. And it's weird. Like all three of them were picked by like different people in my family as their favourites. So like everyone had their favourite, which was a different pack, and we all loved them collectively. Like they were fantastic.
I was really looking forward to bringing them in, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, Ben, they didn't reach.
What was your favourite?
My personal favourite was the jalapeno.
Jalapeno cheese, yeah.
Yeah, jalapeno cheese. Yeah. I just thought it was. I loved them all actually. The hot links as well. The hot links are fantastic. Really, really enjoy them.
Cool.
And again, the kielbasa's. I've got to give them a note because they were awesome.
I first got to try them when we popped in to see Marcus from Country Wood Smoke on our way back from doing some recording somewhere, and we popped in and he'd got them all there cooked up ready for us to try them. So I couldn't pick which was my favourite. I think I'd probably go along with the jalapeno again, so I love that spiciness and the cheese. But
so I'm sat here thinking I might change my mind and go for hot link. I don't know, they're just all so good.
Kielbasa then, so
yeah, they're all so good, honestly. Fantastic, great job.
Cool, nice one, thanks very much. Yeah, a lot of credit goes to John for making them. We're probably adding a couple more sausages as we go on to that line as well. We'll look at boerwurst, and we'll be looking at bratwurst as well.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah. So there we go. Yeah.
And you still got. I noticed on the website there's still a chocolate product on there as well.
We do have a chocolate product. Yeah. We had smoky bacon, sea salt caramel chili chocolate, and a popping candy chili fudge chili chocolate that was made with Reaper powder. We kind of got fed up of chili chocolate that said it was chili chocolate, and
didn't work.
It was just a mild tingle on the tongue, so we decided to blow the doors off. And nobody's ever complained about it being too timid.
No. It is a thing though, isn't it, with chili chocolate? You often get it and you just eat it, you're like, well, there's no chili there at all.
Yeah, I'm just going to name it. I had a Lindt one, and it may as well have just been dark. It's dark chocolate dark chili chocolate. And honestly, I didn't get any notes of chili at all. I consider myself to have a fairly alright palate. I'm not going to big myself up. I can taste stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I couldn't taste even the slightest hint of chili.
Even a hint, was it?
So I don't know. But I'm glad that you're doing it right.
This is chili in your face.
Awesome.
You can try that next time.
Yeah, we'll give that a go.
Is there like a challenge thing or something? Because Dan likes a good challenge. See how many he can eat or something.
Eat 10 bars in 30 seconds.
Ooh. Did you get a T-shirt?
If there's a free T-shirt involved, then I'll go for it.
Yeah, of the sauces, is it the rampant Angus? Is that the hottest one, or is it the Apache?
The Rudy Mango is the hottest one by right. Yeah, it's got more chilies in it than any of the other ones.
Yeah, but it's so fruity still as well. Like it's
I love
so
mango. It goes really well with chili, doesn't it?
It's about 40% mango pulp that we use, so it's a real sweetness from the mango. All the sauces apart from the rampant Angus are vegan friendly. So yeah, they're all good quality ingredients, and we don't add any thickeners or preservatives that you might find on pretty much all of the stuff that's on the supermarket shelves.
So the rampant Angus is like a ketchup, sort of like a spicy ketchup. Is that fair enough?
Ketchup, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. A nice spicy ketchup, a real depth of flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. You can use it in all sorts of stuff. We use it to cook with at home, just as a tomato kind of additive to anything really, with like spaghetti bolognese, or if you're trying to spice up a lasagna, or you're making a gumbo or anything, you can add a little bit into the cooking.
Now you're planting seeds. Now you're planting seeds. Yeah. I don't know if I've got any left. I'm going to have to put an order.
We'll have to send you someday.
That spaghetti, the rampant Angus spaghetti or lasagna. Good, now that sounds awesome.
It was Andy Williams said he'd been past a friend the other day, and they'd used rampant Angus in their spaghetti bolognese just to give it some lift.
Awesome. Yeah. So then also in that, then there's the Red Dog Apache is a red pepper sauce.
Yeah, it's our kind of take on Tabasco, on a Louisiana pepper sauce.
A lot more going on though than this sort of standard like Tabasco. It's a really they're
really complex sauces, all of them. There's so many ingredients, and there's a few different steps in each process, and that's why the guy who makes them hates me.
See, I'm going to probably get told off here, but actually Tabasco is I do like Tabasco. I'm a Tabasco fan, but yeah, compared to your red pepper sauce, it's I'm afraid to say not very comparable.
Yeah. We just went for the maximum flavour burst that we could get into all these sauces.
You certainly achieved that.
Yeah, they're work of passion rather than commercial viability. Most of them they're really stacked with good ingredients, the best that we can find, and I think it shows in the product.
Cool. And the Pit Boss barbecue is just a sort of original barbecue sauce, sort of influenced by Southern USA, I'm reading here.
Yeah, we I spent a lot of time in Houston over the years, and Texas has got its own kind of style of barbecue sauce, as you guys will know. And we used to go to Rudy's Barbecue quite a lot.
Awesome.
Which is a gas station kind of, and that whole model of queuing up for your food and getting your meat by weight, and then putting your sauce on it and having the white bread and the pickles with it, and the root beer, and just sitting down with a big long table of people you don't know and kind of chatting about barbecue, and that really got into our blood. And that kind of style of eating from you find in the US, but all the way down South America as well. It's pretty cool as a whole family kind of vibe on the barbecue thing. But the barbecue sauce, the Pit Boss barbecue sauce is a real ode to Rudy's Barbecue. We tried to basically copy their sauce and make it a little bit better. So a vinegar-based barbecue sauce with no liquid smoke added. We get our sauce from other sources, and there's about 3 different kinds of smoked paprika going into that sauce. Just the smoke from the smoky peppers rather than from liquid smoke and all that. So it's a real natural tasting sauce. But we use, instead of pure sugars and that, we use honey in that one. So that makes that non-vegan, but it's a real good sauce.
And don't we all wish we lived down the road from a Rudy's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we went and opened one, so that's what we did. We couldn't find one over here, so we
that's certainly one way of dealing with it. Yeah. Certainly one way of answering that question. We're going to have to fly. I've said already. I've said to Ben.
Yeah, we keep going on about it.
We're going to have to fly up at some point.
Yeah.
We're going to get on next time. Marcus is heading up that way,
Yeah.
and we'll get together. We'll get Kelly coming over, and we'll get some sort of meet up.
Yeah, that'd be grand. That'd be good to meet you guys again up here. On
We'd
home
love
turf.
to.
Cool.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. So before we sort of came live on air, we had a slight possible exclusive leak to us, and it's something that's sort of really got me thinking. So
And thirsty.
and very thirsty. So without further ado, can you let us know what might be coming out very soon?
Yeah, Angus Oink started out with the sauces and some rubs, and then we moved into sausage, and we've opened our little restaurant, Q BBQ, up in Aberdeen. But we're actually coming to market with some beer soon, so we're super excited about that. We've been coined a new phrase. We're a guerrilla brewery. We don't actually brew the beer ourselves, but we're working with a really good brewery down in Glasgow to brew 3 beers for us. So every Friday we've been trucking down to Glasgow and brewing the next batch of beer. So this last week we brewed our...
It's a good excuse to drink beer, really, isn't it?
This is work. This is for work. This is for work.
Yeah, it's all work, yeah.
Open a barbecue restaurant, then basically start brewing your own beer. Yeah. You are onto something here, majorly onto something. This man's switched on, that's all I can say. This man is switched on.
Anything you can get, we just provide everything you need. So we're super excited by the beer. We haven't released it anywhere else yet. We're working up the beers first. We've got 2 in ferment, and we're waiting to brew the next one on Friday. So the one on Friday will be our Rio Passion Sessions. It's going to be called. So it'll be an IPA with a passion fruit finish, and that will take about 4 weeks to mature. The one we did first was called Tomahawk, and it's a red IPA, or a red Indian Pale Ale, and it'll have a bourbon finish. And
Nice.
the one we did last week is called Coco Chipotle Cartel. So that's our Mexican porter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some real good flavours there, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are going to taste very different, I imagine.
So we're trying to link through, the sauces. If you take the Pit Boss barbecue sauce and the Red Dog Apache, you link through to the general rub, and probably some other rubs that will come out soon, and that kind of links into the Tomahawk beer. And then we'll have our Coco Chipotle Cartel. We'll have our Fat Taco sauce for the Mexican kind of vibe, and that kind of.
Yeah, so you're creating sort of flavour profiles across your range, then things that work together and complement each other, so people could, are sort of channeled down like a path of lushness.
Yeah, exactly. We find barbecue all over the world. We kind of back into the UK, people are quite focused on hamburgers and that. So we went to market with the 4 sauces that went well with hamburgers. But when you go into Texas, obviously you've got your brisket and your ribs and your smoked turkey and things like that. And then Mexico was just a whole another world. And then you go into Venezuela and Colombia and all these places, and the barbecue is just phenomenal. But it's completely different all over the place. And that just really got into our bones when we were down there. And I think
it does. When you live somewhere and experience like the culture and you sort of become part of the community, it really does sort of stick with you, and you do find it hard to sort of live without it, I guess, when you move away. So you like you said, you've switched on. Guy's created it himself. He's brought it to Scotland and brought a bit of his travels with him.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to do that. I remember one time down in Colombia, it's about 8,000 feet altitude, and trying to get the coals lit on this smoker that we built out of oil field tubular casing on the roof overlooking Bogota. and you're thinking, oh, this is a different problem. You can't get the coastal light, so it was kind of cool.
Awesome.
And then we spent 3 years down in Buenos Aires, and worked with a lot of guys down there, and got to learn how to use the Parrilla barbecue, and cooking kind of gaucho style. Out in the Pampas, we used to go out to places like New Ken and Mendoza and visit some of the bases out there, and they'd always have barbecue when you were out there, but it was a different kind of barbecue to Kansas City style or Texas style. It was really good.
And that's the beauty about barbecue, as we sort of talk about it, it is just sort of live fire cooking, and it's so varied across the world. There's so many different ways to do it. And I'm just down to learn as much as I can and just learn all these different styles. And it's great because there are just, even like to cook a steak, there's like a million different ways to do it. Maybe not a million.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just
exaggerate.
There's about 100. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, there's so many different styles across the world, ways to cook different things for different results and everything. And it's awesome to sort of have the experience that you guys have had to travel a bit and spend some time in different places of the world and learn all these different styles of barbecue. You actually did some gaucho chickens, didn't you? Was that?
Yeah, we did that the weekend. Someone had been looking to do for a while, and you're just getting the time to do it. It takes a good 6 to 8 hours to get that to cook just next to a fire.
Yeah, so can you just talk the listeners through what that is, just to give them a run through of sort of that style of cooking, or how they would try and replicate that?
Yeah, we are lucky enough to have built our own Parrilla barbecue, which is an Argentine style barbecue that goes up and down with little V's troughs that carry the fat away from the cook, and you can raise and lower the barbecue above coals to affect the heat on the meat and that. But on the back of that, we've got a box. So we built a fire in the box, and we have a meat cook above the barbecue. I guess you don't need a Parrilla to do this. You could just have like a pit in the ground or a fire, just build the fire.
Cool.
And have some way to suspend a couple of chickens above or next to the fire, so the eddy currents, I guess, from the heat to the fire cook the chicken kind of indirectly. So it's like an indirect cooking.
So how far are we talking that you sort of hang, like from the? So say you drew a circle or a box, if it's in a box around your fire source, your fire. How far away are we talking for the chickens to actually be from the heat source?
Depends on the size of your fire. I mean, this is the first time I've done this style of cooking, but we built a fire with like a high at the back and then low at the front, and actually put some briquettes at the front of the fire, and a water pan in there, and then we put some hops from our brewing. We've got some hops guys down at Drygate, and put them in to create some added flavours and vapours. But we're speaking, like maybe 8 inches, 6 inches away from the back of the fire, and kind of just over the front of the coals.
Cool.
So you get a nice radiant heat coming up. Chickens are suspended about 2 feet above the coals. So you just get this radiant heat all day, really. It's an all-day cook, but pretty cool to sit there and watch and tend your fire. And we're lucky enough to have a pretty good wood store up here, so we've got some oak and some cherry and alder and all sorts of different whiskey barrel bits, and just trying to experiment with the different kinds of smoke. And we put some herbs from the garden in front of the fire there, and they smouldered away, so you got all this herby flavour going through the air and the hops going through the air. It was really it was
sounds delicious.
an interesting place to be. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was good. Good experience. I thought the string might burn, but it didn't. It was pretty cool. We were going to use wire, but the string was fine. But then we just probed it with the thermopan all over it and made sure it was cooked, and all the different bits. We kind of, with it hanging on the string, you can twirl it around so that it's like almost like a rotisserie in the air, if you like. You just spin it around a bit, and it cooks pretty evenly. Just sprayed it with some cider and some apple juice in a spray bottle and keep it moist.
Sounds lush.
It was a good bit of cook. I want to do that I've not done the Argentine kind of cross over here yet, but we're going to do that next, I think.
Yeah, we came across these guys, Sizzle Grills. They were at Pengrilli at the weekend, and the guy actually spent some time living down in Argentina, and so he's got they build them, and he seems to...
They build them and they sell them, and they can cater for your events and stuff as well. But he was telling me about techniques of the temperature-wise, because I was saying, how do you know how hot to get it and stuff like that, and I can't remember the exact seconds, so I'll probably mess up now, but he said something like, if you can keep your hand in between the meat and the fire for 7 seconds before it's too hot to pull it away, that was your measure of it was the right temperature. It might have been a
it was just,
I can't remember the exact
number. We did. That's what we did yesterday. Was just trying to see if the hairs in the back of your hand would burn or not.
Yeah. Yep, they've burnt off. That's hot enough.
I like it.
Yeah, it's too hot. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had one set up, and he was he had a lamb on it. He was cooking off, and they'd sort of what they'd done, and they got a plastic water bottle and filled it with sort of a brine solution. So it was a salt water with some herbs and stuff like that in it. And what they did is put the lid on and shoved a few holes through the lid, and then used that as a sort of basting spray. So they'd squeeze the bottle and it would spray the salty brine solution all over it. And that was how they sort of imparted flavour, some more flavour through the cook, and kept it nice and moist. It looked phenomenal. I didn't actually get to taste any.
I didn't either.
Bit gutted. They had a queue round the block twice waiting. It looked amazing. So
it's a real theatre when you do these kind of things. It's a real show.
It is. DJ Barbecue at the Catertainment truck at Grillstock the other week. They had
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a whole cow leg on a spit. Just the spit they made themselves. They had a cherry wood sort of fire making a live charcoal, and that was just it. Again, like you said, the theatre of it is just phenomenal. It looks fantastic and tasted fantastic.
Remember down at Metopia, we went there a couple of years ago, and the guy was doing a whole cow on a spit, and kind of the same way, with this radiating fire off a backfire and a deflector, radiating heat into the meat. So yeah, it's a cool way to cook.
Whole cow's pretty challenging, I'd imagine. Need
Need
more than my little rotisserie for that.
Need a truck axle to hold it.
I don't think it'd fit on the rotisserie.
No.
So you just got your rotisserie at the weekend. I saw you did a rotisserie cook. I'm not going to lie, I got to try some today, Barbecue Monday, and it was lush. I tried the chicken. I didn't try the pork loin. You did. I tried the chicken.
I didn't do a video for the chicken. I did one for the pork, but the chicken was amazing.
Yeah, talk us through that then.
It's inspired by the old Kelly kebab, I'm not going to lie, but it was, really nice recipe, just simple stuff like tomato puree, some lemon, some cumin. Then I added quite a bit of sumac into it because you've introduced me to this new spice, Dan, and I love it now with chicken. I always go down the sumac route, so I put plenty of that on it in the actual mix, which I marinated it all day in, and then just sprinkled some on the outside as well. And then just loaded it up on the rotisserie. I got the Kamado Joe to about 300 Fahrenheit, and then loaded it on there and kept it on there for probably just over 2 hours in the end. I trimmed it off after a while because it was getting all cooked on the outside. I wanted to keep it cooking through to the middle, but really impressed with it. I was quite excited about rotisserie everything at the moment.
So I love it. I love the fact that you can shut the lid with it. That to me just makes it heads and shoulders above the other spits you can get on the market at the minute, because you can close the lid.
Cooking it as well as
and you can smoke it obviously cooking over the open fire and stuff. You do get some smoky flavors. Don't get me wrong, but to be able to shut the lid and smoke it whilst using the rotisserie as well is just sort of like those two combinations of lushness. So that really sets it for me.
I used some of Smokewood Shack's pear wood.
Okay.
To go with it. So
pear wood, yeah. Okay, cool.
Nice. It was so tasty. Really enjoyed that. So it doesn't really bring me onto, so I'm not going to say it brings me onto, but I want to talk about Q Barbecue. You guys, restaurant. So where is it?
It's in Aberdeen.
Aberdeen,
yeah. It was the former Courtyard restaurant, which was fine dining, and it needed a bit of a change, so we went to the owner of the restaurant, Chris Tonner. He's an avid barbecuer as well, and suggested to him that we might be able to pull off a barbecue restaurant in Aberdeen, and he was super excited, and together we developed a menu. We got the branding pretty right, and the internal kind of fit out and all that with the wood and the long tables and the kind of family atmosphere of barbecue, and good tunes and some pretty cool artwork on the wall. And off we went. We refitted the restaurant in, I think, 24 days, from fine dining to wood clad and big steer's head in the wall and wood piles in the corner and things like that. And yeah, it was really good. Huge learning curve.
I bet.
From the smoker, we got an old hickory smoker in up to our house in Aberdeen, and then we got it down to the restaurant and discovered we couldn't get it up the stairs into the kitchen, and so we had to take out a bit of a disaster point there. So we had to take out a window on the second floor and get a pal finger to launch the barbecue into through the second floor window there. But all good. Works brilliantly. Loves the old hickory pit. Works like a Trojan every day. We're cooking brisket in there. We're cooking ribs and the sausage in the smoker every day. In the first 3 months of business, we went through 6.5 tons of meat. So yeah,
that's what I went through last week in my house.
That, didn't you, Dan?
That's what we get through a week at home. Slow eaters. But yeah, it's just an amazing. It's a totally different thing from cooking at home. You're cooking a brisket and a couple of extra ribs for the family and friends, but to cooking 6-7 briskets a day and a couple of hundred sausages and maybe doing that a couple of times a day, depending on the time of the week and all that. So
see, barbecues, I always think it's got to be a hard one, like especially when you're doing your long sort of briskets, pulled porks and stuff to sort of judge and because it's not like the sort of thing where someone walks in and they go, oh yeah, I want a steak, and you just cook a steak. These sort of things take hours and hours and hours to cook. So I always think it must be hard to sort of judge. Are you working on like sort of like how the US do it, and when it's gone, it's gone?
We do, but we try to. People don't really understand that over here. When they go to a restaurant, they expect everything on the menu to be available. So we do try and keep things in stock. So we do a lot of pre-cooking, and then warming. We do a lot of wrapping, and use a lot of cling film and peach paper. And we get pretty good results with that. Cook them first, and then portion them up for service and kind of reheat, if you like, some of the time when it's not just fresh off the smoker. So it's a bit of a play about, but the results are getting better and better every day. So
awesome.
Keep working at it. Mm-hmm.
And it's a cool menu. I like it. I like the menu. So I'm really looking forward to coming up and giving it a go. So you got the sticky pork burnt ends. That immediately gets me excited.
Yeah, it's in the new menu that just launched last week. So you're absolutely up to speed.
Hoo-hoo.
Yeah. We try to include the central part of the menu is the meat market. Like the Rudy's or the Frank's or whatever. You go in and you pay for your meat by weight. So we haven't seen too many places do that in the UK and the kind of over there. So.
So really are paying tribute to sort of your Rudy's that's down the road on the roadside there. Awesome.
Absolutely. And then we took in a bit of the gumbos and the bowls of funk, a bit of soul food in there, a bit of the Big Mama's mac and cheese, some tacos in there, and then we really did quite a bit of work on the kids menu. We got our better halves to come up with the kids menu for the things that they thought the kids should be eating rather than just chips and chicken nuggets or whatever. So we kind of got some kids tacos in there and slider burgers and things like that.
And it's a wicked kids menu. I mean,
I was just going to say, this is actually like a really awesome kids menu.
Yeah.
I've taken my kids to quite a few barbecue restaurants and I've struggled a little bit to get good stuff, but I think they would eat every single thing that you've got listed on that menu there.
Cool.
Yes.
And we got the kids under 5 eat for free, so we're really trying to create a family environment, where people feel cool about taking their kids along. The music's good, the
How do you check
atmosphere's
that?
good. So.
Luckily, I'm 4 years old, so I'll have a pound of each meat, please.
It doesn't say mental age, does it?
You need to take your little niece up with you. You'll be sorted.
She's ordered a pound of every meat. I only want one hot
have a
nugget.
salad, please. Yippee!
Oh, there's a challenge here. The Q Overload. Are you up for the challenge?
No, that's mental. Just completely mad.
Where is it? I can't see.
So,
We had a guy called Randy Santel. He's a professional eater from the US. He's done about 400 food challenges around the world, and he came to Q on a tour of the UK, and he did the Q Overload in I think about 23 minutes. So yeah, it was awful to watch actually. So awful. He doesn't sit down to eat. He kneels.
okay.
To I guess extend his abdomen, but
I'll have to try that.
The-
No, I don't want a chair, thanks.
Normally you go for a tactical poo, but now it's gonna kneel.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
He kneels. That was mad. Yeah, with the whole Aberdeen American football team came in and did it, and I think 2 of their guys managed to do it out of about 15 guys. They were big units. Some of them were huge units, and they couldn't manage it. But the guys who seem to make it are the super fit muscle guys,
Yeah. So a pound of smoked brisket, 4 4-ounce beef patties, chili, smoked bacon, a roll slaw, 1/4 pound of pulled pork, 1/4 pound of jalapeno sausage, cheese sauce, onion rings, and seasoned fries.
Mm-hmm.
That is the challenge. That sounds like a challenge.
But so it's only 30 quid anyway, though, so I'm happy to pay that and just eat all that
Yeah.
food.
Right.
I'm having that.
Get on Skyscanner, look at some
Yeah.
flights.
It's huge. It's enormous. Absolutely enormous.
Oh, you need to send us a photo of it.
We'd have to do 2 nights. One night that we go in and just enjoy the menu,
Yeah, one
and then
night.
another night we go in,
Kneel down.
and
Get on with it.
That sounds
You're better
jazzy.
than-
Oh, God, you like getting on your knees too much. It's weird. Yeah. So there's a whole. You've got the meat market, then you've got the rolling rolls. So you've got basically everything that could possibly be put in a roll.
Uh-huh.
The salty sea dog. What's that? Then let's have a look. Okay.
Salty sea dog's a bit of a Mexican blackened fish with watercress and lime and chipotle and kind of a bit of freshness in the roll there. Yeah.
I also noticed that you do, like, it's listed on the website as the barbecue experience, where you can basically take the restaurant out, I guess, and cater for people's events. Is that right?
Yeah, we do that too. We've got a couple of events coming up soon. We do all sorts of things, just catering for different events, from weddings to festivals and that. We've hopefully planning next year to do or participate in anyway a barbecue festival up here in Aberdeen. So that'd be pretty cool.
Awesome.
But yeah, we're looking at a bigger rig, an outdoor rig. We've got an offset smoker that we take around with us, and a big charcoal barbecue rig. But we're looking at a bigger rig from one of the guys down south, maybe, or see where we get to in the near future, so we can take Q on the road.
£25 per person.
Yeah,
Now
it's a
that
bargain, isn't it?
is a bargain. Do you fancy coming to
Did you get any
Spain?
ideas? We're not coming down and setting up outside your house.
Well, I was actually thinking, I'm getting married in Spain next year. Do you fancy driving all
To Barcelona.
the way? Barcelona? It's only Barcelona, not far from you.
That'd be cool.
Well,
Yippee.
I'm going to have to try and pass it with the missus, and that sounds like it's a deal. That is awesome.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. Awesome. Right, well, we are approaching the hour mark, so I'm going to step in and call it a day there.
Nice one.
And thank you very much, Scott, for coming on. It's been great chatting to you.
Could you
Thank you very much indeed. It's been good fun. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Could you remind all the listeners where they can find you on all the social medias and the website address and all the rest of it?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Angus Oink. We're on Facebook as Q BBQ. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. And we're at www.angusoink.com.
And you can buy all your products there on angusoink.com. And you'll start seeing, I'm sure the listeners will start seeing a lot of your products in. You're already in a lot of restaurants, but you're actually picking up more and more now. You've started to do the what am I thinking of saying? I don't know. You're doing like the bulk orders now for wholesale. So people will start seeing a lot more again. And it was wicked meeting you at Grill Stock the other week, and hopefully we'll cross paths again soon. So thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Nice one. Good luck with
Cheers,
UnitedQ,
guys.
and we'll
Cheers,
keep in
mate.
touch.
Thank you very much.
Cheers,
bro.
Bye,
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Right, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We've recorded yet another awesome podcast to help get you over Hump Day. As always, we've been brought to you by ProQ, BBQ Gourmet and Smokewood Shack, our awesome sponsors. ProQ is dedicated to providing you with quality smoking products with top-notch service and free advice for beginners or pitmasters. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram under ProQ Smokers. So if you're thinking about buying your first smoker or looking to upgrade or even pick up some epic accessories, you can check them out over at Max Barbecue. And BBQ Gourmet is devoted to promoting real barbecue and supplying the UK and Europe with top championship-winning barbecue rubs, sauces, marinades and accessories from the United States and around the world. You can check them out on Twitter and online under BBQ Gourmet. So regardless of how you cook, whether it's on charcoal, wood, gas or electric, the real taste of summer can be yours all year round. And finally, Smokewood Shack. They deliver you quality smoking wood every time. They provide the smoky goodness, you provide the talent. So if you're looking for smoking chunks, dust, chips, planks, then just head on over to smokewoodshack.com. You can find them on Twitter under Smokewood Shack. So goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Ciao.
And P.S. I'm the best barbecue out of us two.
I'm slightly better though.